All right. So, as you know, I did a video the other day talking about the possibility of Sohan being traded before the trade deadline. Why are my frames dropping? Um, yeah, that him being traded, by deadline, and I didn't really think that that would be the case. The only thing that we were basing it off of was the fact that Jordan Clarkson recently followed him, and we know that the Spurs has some interest in Yabusele in the past when they thought that they can get him as a free agent, but I wouldn't do it now. Um, but we're gonna take a look at this article because this article actually talks about what the San Antonio Spurs are thinking, and apparently Brett Siegel has an insider here. So before we take a look at that, big shout out to Sleeper. If you guys are interested in daily fantasy sports, go check it out. Link in the description, or you can just use the social media section and you can see live updates, injury reports, stats, all that good stuff. So if you guys are interested, go check it out. Link in the description. See, even SGA is like, hey, I mean, what harm can it do? Just download it. So link in the description. Okay. Alrighty. Okay. All right. So I came across this article, and it was talking about quite a few teams, but one of which in particular are our San Antonio Spurs. And I found this quite interesting. Okay. So maybe we should start. We'll just start at the beginning. I'll read to you. Okay. Everybody get tucked in. Get your get your bottles ready. All right, this is gonna be a long one. Not really, it's not that long. Since the Knicks are right up against their second apron hard cap, they are unable to take back more salary than outgoing salary in any potential trades over the next 2 weeks. Not only is Yabusele being involved in trade dialogue, but New York is also exploring the possibility of attaching a minimum contract player to said discussions, specifically second-year guard Daddy A. Sources said. So as you guys know, we kind of talked about that, right? I was wondering, like, well, would the Spurs try to get Yabusele and Daddy A? And it's just kind of weird because at this point, it's like, I feel like you will be getting rid of Sohan and not fixing the problem necessarily. Like, I don't know. It's just kind of weird. But moving on. Between these two contracts, the Knicks have approximately $8.3 million to play with and try to add one or two impactful talents for what this organization believes can be a championship push this season. It is worth noting that New York already has an open roster spot, and trading two players for one before the deadline will force them to add at least one other player to their roster. In discussion, so here we go. This is what's going on. In discussions with the Spurs, the Knicks have inquired about 2022 ninth overall pick Jeremy Sohan. Now, I've told you guys this before because some people wanted to laugh at it. Like, who's asking for Sohan? Teams have continuously added, and I know that for a fact. There's actually something I know. I know for a fact that teams have tried to reach out about Jeremy over the course of the last two years. But yeah, so they inquired about Sohan. And it says Sohan is in his final year of his rookie contract and will be a restricted free agent in the summer. His defensive versatility at either forward position and slashing abilities on offense would fit in with New York's style of play, obviously. And then it says, although Sohan has been out of the Spurs rotation, there has been internal pushback in San Antonio to the idea of trading him. So the Spurs, like I told you before, really do want to hold on to Sohan. There's not something where they're looking to move him or anything. And I'll be honest with you guys. I'll be transparent. If it comes down to a coach not being able to utilize his players and the players themselves, I will always trade away the coach. The thing with Popovich, trade away the coach, I'm sorry, get rid of the coach. The thing with Popovich is he always tried to milk the most out of every single player. And when Lonnie Walker wasn't working, I don't think it was a Popovich thing. I know a lot of people were like, "Oh, he held back players." I don't think that was the case. I don't think it was a Pop thing. And as you can kind of see, as how Lonnie Walker's career, unfolded, yeah, that wasn't just a Pop thing, right? Pop tries to put people in positions to be successful. So, okay to what? He said, "Okay, LOL." I don't. What? Maybe you responded to someone else. All I was saying was, yeah, if it had to come down to it, Like, I want you to be able to use your player. If you can't use him, if he ends up being bad, yeah, trade him. But I don't think that's the case right now. Just kind of weird. Anywho, moving on. Mitch Johnson sound like Batman again? Okay, we'll make sure we take a look at it. Moving on, where were we? The Spurs still value Sohan's presence and have yet to indicate they will actually trade him before this year's deadline. While San Antonio does hold interest in adding more front court help behind Wembanyama, Yabusele is no longer as high on that target list. So as you guys know, last time we were really high on him. Now the Spurs are like, yeah, we don't really care. So it sounds like the Spurs are trying to hold on to Sohan. It would have to be some crazy deal, I think, for them to move him. But also, something just doesn't sit well with me, not being able to at least see what you get out of a player before you just like trade him away. Like that, I don't know. It's something about that just doesn't sit well with me. Anyways, despite being friends with Wembanyama due to their time with the French national team, the Spurs are said to be evaluating other options on the trade market, which is why discussions with the Knicks cooled late this past week. So the Spurs might be done talking to the Knicks. So maybe our boy Jordan Clarkson thought something was there, knew that some discussions were being made, but ultimately the Spurs said no. Many around the NBA are wondering if San Antonio is closing in on a deal using Kelly Olynyk's expiring $13.4 million cap slot. So it's been kind of silly, more recent, where I thought, why is Kelly Olynyk playing at all? Like, I mean, no offense, but like, I'm not crazy about the type of attitude that Kelly brings, just to be honest with you guys. I don't think that it means you can't use him. It doesn't mean that I think he shouldn't play at all. But I'm not that crazy on what I've seen from Kelly just as a teammate, man. Like, when the stuff went down with Vanderbilt, he just kind of watched it happen, didn't even react. I went to a game personally, pretty close to the court, and I saw Fox actually have to yell at Olynyk to help up Castle. Like, it's just sometimes I feel like Kelly Olynyk is just a little disengaged. It might just be his personality. You know, I won't try to psychoanalyze him or anything like that, but just the things that I've seen, it's just like, it's not enough nasty, man. It's not enough toughness. It's not enough supporting other teammates. I'm sure he does it off the court. I'm sure it's maybe that way in practice, but when we're in the middle of battle, I just don't care for Kelly Olynyk at times, man. Especially when you have other guys that can play over him. But yeah, so apparently the Spurs could be trying to move Kelly Olynyk, which would be nice. I just wonder who would be willing to get Kelly or take Kelly, and what you would even get for him. I don't know. They call him the Lunch Lady. His nickname's the Lunch Lady, bro. Come on, man. Come on. Anyways, so just wanted to show you guys that trade Sohan and Vassell for OG and Yabusele. They are not getting rid of OG Anunoby for Sohan and Vassell. I don't think that'd be the case. If you traded Sohan for OG Anunoby, guys, I'm with you. Okay, all right, we can make that work. I won't be too angry. I can make that work. What is OG's contract though? I don't know OG's contract. I haven't looked at it. Because there's no way we're getting OG Anunoby. But it's not happening. That is not gonna happen. No, I would love OG on this team. He would be perfect for this team, but that's not gonna happen. Yeah, trade Sohan for Giannis straight up. Yeah, that's what I would do. But we'll see. Maybe the Spurs get involved in another team. Maybe we do like a 3-team trade type deal. But honestly, even if you wanted to move Olynyk for some second-round picks or something like that, I think that would be a good deal as well. But yeah, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. But that's the news. That's an update. San Antonio Spurs not interested in trading Sohan. which you shouldn't be that surprised, at least to the Knicks. You shouldn't be that surprised, especially since we we try to hold on to players as long as we can. And the way that the Spurs held on to Keldon, even though his season was so bad on both ends of the court, they held on to him for Fox. Like, keep that in mind. Like, De'Aaron Fox, as far as at his best, he is one of the top point guards in the NBA at his best. Now, I don't think he's been living up to it this season, to be real with you. But for the most part, before this season, that's what he was considered, right? So, and they held on to Keldon for that, which is crazy. So if they're going to hold on to Keldon with how poorly he played that season, of course, they're going to try to hold on to anybody. They give you pennies. You don't make deals with the Spurs. They'll give you pennies. Moving on.